what are the advanced features in Tosca and why it is most popular, and with one example tip, what exactly the real-time workflow, how we do work in Tosca point. So clear all these things, right? So today what I'll do, I'll just start the Tosca Commander completely from the basics. Tosca Commander. This Tosca Commander, it's a on-prem application. It is a on-prem. Initially, we'll start the training in on-prem. Later, we can jump into the cloud and integrations and all. Okay. Now, so let me give you the complete information here, team. Listen carefully. First, we used to go with the Tosca Commander. This is a Tosca Commander. So in this Tosca Commander, if you want this Tosca Commander, required installation for that. So the installer file and all, the admin team, they share with you install file and a document as well. You can use the doc to do the installation. Okay. After installation, if you want to see the home page of Tosca Commander, we required a license. Okay. So this license is also, it's provided by our admin team only. They'll activate the license for you. This is the main two core points. If you have license, then only you are able to open Tosca Commander and you have some access here. So once we have a license successfully, then we used to create the project. Okay, project creation in a Commander. To create a project in the Tosca Commander, we required a database access. We required a database access. So Tricentis team is providing a platform to design the data, to create a workspace within the database itself. That means it is a common user workspace. You no need to spend much time here to build the test case, to push code to the repositories, to run the scenarios in your GitHub. All this stuff is not required. Okay. So Tosca itself, they are providing some DB options. The one of the DB option is MS SQL Server. Another one is DB2. Another one is Oracle. These all are the databases, the most frequently used ones in a real time. So depends upon their project, they might pick any one of these databases to create a project. So the project creation itself, it is a one-time activity only. How many times we used to create a project? Only one time. So to create the project, maybe that management, admin team, or coming to a real-time point of view, either client or manager or test lead, they used to take care to create these particular projects from their end. So because it is a one-time setup, so once this platform and workspace is set up, they give access to the users, the number of users accesses they'll activate. Okay. But training purpose right now in the databases, we are using one of the DB that is a SQLite. This SQLite database is a replica of these three. If you use any of these SQLite, the replica of these three only SQLite. This is inbuilt provided by the Tricentis to perform the POCs. To get our project approval, we used to perform some POCs and we'll give a demos back to the clients in a real time. Okay. For POC purpose and to learn Tosca, we use SQLite repository. Okay. But in coming to a real-time project perspective, so which databases we use? Any one of the below databases. Okay. But this is the completely one-time setup from our client side or our management side or manager side. Clear these things?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hope it's clear, right? So this is a very basic part must we have to understand. These all are the completely prerequisites. Okay, now. So once it is done, team, later we used to come directly into the commander and then workflows. So what is the workflow here? Default automatically it create the modular framework. Okay, once you create the project, automatically you can see modular framework. In this modular framework tip, automation point of view, we used to work with the only some of the things only. Okay. What is the first one I say? Module creation. What exactly this module hold? It holds the each element related properties. Once the module creation is done, drag and drop that module to test case section. Just use here test case section. Okay. And once you build the test case, drag and drop this test case to execution list. This is the usual workflow. Getting? Hmm? So to go here, before going here, we just want to understand what exactly the structure of the Tosca command. To work with the Tosca commander, initially, as I mentioned, we required a installer file. We'll give you that. Document, we'll share you that. Once you're done with the installations and document file, you require the second part is license activation. The second part is license activation. So once you activated the license, let me give you the number. This is the first activity. And this is your second activity. Then third activity is create workspace. Once you create workspace, that means it create the project and understand the modular framework. And after that, start executing of one particular test case. Clear the center workflow. So now we are just learning Tosca, right? Make sure we have to understand all these phases. Okay. We already knows one thing, commander, how to create the modules, test cases, executions and all. But today we are going to focus more on the project creation and databases. What are the databases it is available, how to create the project and all. Okay. Let me open Tosca Commander. I hope everyone able to hear me, right? Is the structure clear, team?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions on the structure? Okay. So see here, team. Once you are in the commander, if you activate the license, then only you are able to see it. Let me talk about a licensing part first. So if you go to the project tab in the top left top corner, click here, you are able to navigate to the license option. Just go here. And here in the manage licenses, you can see the different license categories here. One is cloud license, local mission license, and licenses servers. Okay. So as per our admin team, they give you the cloud license to you. Directly you can use cloud license and activate. In my system already activated. These all are the packages. It is available part of the licenses. Okay. Next. Once license is activated, the entire this window is enabled for us. This entire window is enabled for us. Okay. And once it is enabled, directly you can create a project for yourself. Okay. So because we are learning Tosca, we just want to understand the workflows and all. So if you want to do a hands-on practice, must you have to create one new project from your side. Even the admin team, they create project for you, but make sure you can also do practice on the creating of the workspace. Understand? Good. Now coming back to here, create a new. Create new is nothing but you are just creating the new workspace. Here you can see the terminology, create a new workspace. Create a new workspace. What it means, team? We are just creating one workspace for the team members. So this is the one-time activity for the project. Next. So at the time of creating the workspace, as I said, the Tricentis team, they are using a common repository. So what is mean by common repositories? Can you please tell me? Any idea? What is common repositories team? Any idea? Guys?
I think centralized thing. I mean, people can
So,
able to access the data from that particular.
yeah, I'm just idea. If you have idea, that's fine. Otherwise, I can explain what exactly. Hmm? Naresh, Tanuja, any idea on common repositories? Not Tosca, I'm just talking
Mm.
normal. No? Okay. So the thing is here, Tim, let me explain what exactly these common repositories it does. Okay. The first thing is here, let us talk about a real-time point of view. Okay. In a real time, the number of persons are working in the project. Okay. Let us assume I'm just talking about a Selenium project initially. Uh, the person one here, the working in a Selenium project. Okay. Person one is working. And even the person two is also working in the Selenium project, and person three is also working in a Selenium project. Totally three persons are working. What is the project here? Selenium. Okay, now in this Selenium project team, understand, uh, ignore about Selenium, all these things. Let me make it clear. What exactly the team they're working on Selenium and other programming languages, they used to follow this approach. To develop the Selenium test cases, they might use one of the IDE. One of the IDE. So IDE is the platform to develop the test cases. Either Eclipse, depends upon the project they used. So if it is a Java related project, they use Eclipse to build the scenarios. So if it is Python related, they use Python IDE. It is a kind of platform. Okay. Now let us assume in this IDE section, the person one is completed almost, person one is completed almost 10 test cases. Okay, here this person is also completed 10. This person is also completed 10. Now tell me team, total how many test cases that entire team is completed?
30.
30. So where exactly these 30 test cases are there? The person's laptop, correct? If I do one
Yes.
thing in my laptop, that is there in my laptop only, correct? Okay. Now, team, each person they are holding 10 test cases developments. Okay. I just want to see all these 30 test cases together. Is that possible? No. Even you guys observe in real time while working in the manual testing and all, we always use the shared repositories to update the documents, correct? So once you update the team who are working next shifts or next timings zone, they use the data as a reference to start their work. Okay. The similar way, the developers, I have three testers. Out of three testers, totally the three testers are completed almost 30 test cases. I just want to see these 30 test cases together. So as a team lead or test manager, we cannot connect to the each person manually, right? We cannot go to the first person. We cannot go each person to show the test cases. So what the real time approach they do, they just ask this entire team to create one repository that is a GitHub, Git and a GitHub. So let me make it clear here. This is a Git team. Okay. They push their particular code to the they push the code to the Git. So this Git is also local environment only. So we required installation for this particular Git. Once this is installed, they used to, this is also required installations. Once they install the Git in their laptop, so they have their data inside this particular Git only. Okay. That means local repo. This is, we can call it as a local repo. Once they push the code to the local repository, we can maintain all this code into centralized repo. What is centralized repository? It is a GitHub. So if you come to here, I'm just creating one GitHub account. This is the centralized GitHub. So in this GitHub team, is a common repository. What are the changes? They are just added into the local repo. They just use to push that entire details to the main GitHub. It is a GitHub common repository. So in this GitHub team, we have a main branch. This is a main branch. Let me make it as a main branch. So main branch or master branch, the name of the thing. So each person in the GitHub, they have their unique repository, the unique repositories. Okay. So how I can differentiate? So each person, they have their unique repository, like a repository one, they person one, like person one repository. Okay. They push their code to here. The person two also they do person two repo, and then they push code to here. And person three also, they push their code to here. Okay. Once the people, they push the code to the repository, and then we cannot merge the data directly to the main branch. That is not recommended. First, you have to keep all of your work into GitHub. The one person it works on these all 30 test cases is working as expected or not. Once these all are working expected, they perform one merge activity, club all these activities. So here you can see a finalized 30 test cases. Is this workflow clear? So here, one thing, as a tester, you just learn Selenium. You are writing your test cases in the Selenium. That is a skill. Okay. And after completion of your normal test case development, you have to do GitHub. So GitHub is also additional task. You just want to perform some, we use some commands, Git commands here, like a push command, add command, commit commands we used. Okay. We use those commands to push code to the local repository and then merge the code into the main repositories. This is the workflow usually follow the developers who is working in a programming languages, say that Java or Python or .NET. And even the testers also, they used to follow the same approach. So like Selenium, Playwright. So what are the programming related automation tools are there? They majorly used to do these approaches. Clear? Everyone? Hmm?
Yes.
So this is a normal repository. So what exactly the repository is nothing but it is has the consolidated entire team members test cases and information. Okay. So why I explain this part to you, if you get a clarity for this, then how Tosca is giving a platform to us, we can discuss that. Okay. So coming to Tosca point of view team, so this is very important. They are just creating one Tosca project workspace. This is a workspace. Tosca workspace. So once they create this particular Tosca workspace, they use to create the project. The first activity they used to do, create a project. So to create a project, what options they use here? Let me pick another color. Create a project. Okay. To create project, we required a, so they just connect to the Tricentis sales team and they'll activate the license for the team members and they use to create the project. But to creating of this project, which approaches they are using? database approaches. Are you getting my point? Which approach they are using? Database approaches. Okay. So why database? The Tricentis team is introduced. Why database is introduced by Tricentis team? Because team to avoid a lot of other activities like GitHubs, we are just connecting, we are doing some additional task over there, right? To avoid that entire thing, they are just providing a database option. This database, it is acting as a common repositories. Tosca point of view, there is no Git, there is no GitHubs. Okay. The one and only thing is common user repositories. So what is this common repositories? Those all are the databases. One is MS SQL Server and another one is, let's make it. So different database features, it is given by Tricentis or DB2 or, okay. These all are the most frequently used DB options in real time. Along with that, we have one more DB option, that is a SQLite. Okay, SQLite is only for the learning purpose. So most of the times for practice purpose, we always use the SQLite only because it is a replica of the same common repositories. They use this DB option to create a workspace. Okay. Once they create this database as a repository, so here the project is created inside the workspace. The project is created. Once the project is created, it automatically add the entire project structure inside this. So here you can see the project structure is added. So in this project structure, you can see your project name, and inside that you can see module section, test case section, and execution section, and TCD section, issues section, test plan section, and test management section, like a TDM, test data integrity section. Along with that, a config section. Like this, you can see almost 8 to 9 sections here. Okay, once the project is created. Here, the project is created, what the team they can do, here we have one of the section, that is a user management. Once they set up the environment, what exactly they do? They give this entire project access to the users, like person one. For example, I just want to give access this particular project to one particular person. Then give person one user details here and person two user details here and the person three user details. That means the entire team is working within the repository, the same project only. Okay. And what activities this entire team is doing? These all activities are pushed to the repository. What is the repository here? It is a database. So there is no connectivity here to GitHub team. If you want to integrate this one to GitHub, that is also possible. But initially, this is the flow. Clear in Tosca? Like Zira only team.
Yes.
Any questions here? No questions, correct?
Yeah. How do we know the project which how do we know which database is using for this project?
It's very
Suppose I have
simple.
to.
Okay. It's very simple. If you open the project, I'm just opening one project here. Just enter your credentials. If it is asking you to enter credentials, that means you are working in the multi-user environment. Okay.
Okay.
Once you log into the credentials, in the top, you can see the project icon. If you click on that project tab, are you able to see which database it is used here?
Okay. SQLite.
SQLite. Let me
Okay.
log into the another project. I'll show you for another project which is having MS SQL Server. Okay. This is MS SQL repo. The same workspace, they same replica only. You no need to install any databases from your side. The simple thing is here, just use to
ఆ పైన మన రూమ్
Use
లోనే
SQL. Team, please keep in mute. So what is the database repo here? MS SQL.
SQL, sir.
It's very simple. We can see here. But this entire connection, it is in encrypted mode because just log in with admin. That is the reason you are able to see here.
Okay.
If you log in with other credentials, you are not able to see this DB details. Okay.
Okay.
Any clear? So team, as per the structure, what are the structure I just explained for you in Tosca point of view, the project creation, license activation, these all are only a one-time activity. Okay. Once everything is set up, they just give access to us. We used to log into the same credentials. Okay, now. So here you can see I'm just performing a click operation on new. So the initial section itself, you can see select common repository. In Tosca, we have two type of project creations. One is single user project and multi-user project. In real time, the recommended one is go with the multi-user project. So why single user project? Here you can see by default, you can see the option here, it is selected single user repository. To create a single user repository, we don't require any database option because it is a single. Okay. So if you click here, you are able to see the database options, SQLite, MS SQL Server, Oracle, and DB2 and all. Then click on here, the respective databases. Choose SQLite. Okay. Once you choose the SQLite, here you can see one option like use existing repository option. Everyone able to see? The meaning of that, the project is already created like this. If person one wants to join the project, they have to use this enable use existing repo option. Understand? If one person one is already access is given, but if person one wants to set up the workspace in system, must they have to enable this particular option. Okay. Right now, team, I'm just creating the new project. Just uncheck this use existing repo feature and remove this one, keep up to here. Enter the name of the project like Tosca 9 a.m. project like this. And here workspace template. What is this workspace template? Are you guys remember in yesterday's example, I just reused some of the predefined modules like open URL, close browsers, existing predefined modules. Okay. So see here, to get that predefined standard module subset, always use standard.tsu file. Always use the standard.tsu. So this is a part of the project creation only. This is a part of the project creation only. So one at the time of project creation, we have to enable this feature. Okay. So now tell me which project I'm creating, new project or existing project?
New project.
New project we are creating. Whenever you are creating new project, that time only this option should enable to us. Understand?
Yes.
Next. So whenever you are creating a new project, it asks you to set the user IDs and password, admin credentials. If you click on next in the bottom, it goes to the credential screen. Default name is admin. If you want to enter your name, you can enter. I'm just taking my name here and enter the password. So the password length should be 12 characters. You cannot enter very big passwords. Must make sure the length should be 12 characters. Once we enter a 12 digit of password, then only it enable this OK button. Then click on OK. So creating of admin credentials, it is mandatory for 2025 versions team. This is the latest version, but previous version, this is not a mandatory stuff. Clear? Everyone?
Yes.
No. I'm just creating, click on OK button. Now it is creating new workspace and new common workspace. Okay. Once the project is created, it automatically asks you the credentials. Why it is asking credentials? Because this is a multi-user environment project or common repository project. If any common repo project, make sure it always asks you to enter the credentials. Okay. What credentials you set at the time of project creation, make sure to enter those credentials here. I'm just giving those credentials. So once you log into the project team, is everyone able to see the interface of the Tosca commander?
Yes.
Let me explain these things now. So these all are the number of tabs. So each tab it representing different activities and related informations, the ribbons related tabs. And in the home tab related options, what are the options it is available in a home tab? You can see that. And if it is view tab related options, tools tab related options, versions, which versions we are working, test case related options, APIs, and the add-ons. Add-on is nothing but it is agentic test automation and copilot related options you can see here. Okay. Along with these, what are the test case section here you are seeing? This test case section, it is always a dynamic section. Why it is dynamic? I'll tell you that. So right now, which option here I selected? Which screen I am in team right now?
Test cases.
Test case section. If I click on module section, automatically it navigate the module here. If I use requirement, everyone able to see the number, the tab name is quite changing dynamically. Able to see that?
Yeah.
Configurations and test planning section, data integrity section. What sections you are selecting, based on your selection, it displays the ribbon accordingly. That is the reason we call this tab itself, it is a dynamic tab. Okay. And one more thing, in the framework, what are the sections it is there? It automatically add all the sections in this highlighted area. Okay. And if you want to close these sections, we can do that. If I close this one, by default, once you log into the project, you can see all these options are added like this. Okay. I just closed everything. If you closed everything, are you able to see now the window is in a empty? Okay. So can we retrieve those sections back? Yes, we can. Okay. So initially, I just want to show you the project structure now. If you go to the home tab, here you can see the project icon. Okay. If you click on this project icon, everyone able to see the project tab is added along with the number of sections. The number of sections. This is a default framework. This is a default framework. Okay. See here, team, the entire project is separated with the three categories. So we can call the highlighted area as a ribbon. This highlighted area as a so we can make it as a ribbon kind of thing. The terminology it is stating as a ribbon. And if you come here, team, this one we can add it as a tree structure. The right side one is the properties structure. Middle one is the, here it is a detail name, right? Detailed section. So the entire project is separated with the 3 subcategories. The left pane, it is a tree structure. What exactly it is? It is a tree structure. And middle one is the detailed view. Detailed view. So you can see detailed info. In the right side one is it is a properties pane. Okay. Now, so tree structure team, initially we are in the project. Our project name is Tosca 9 AM project. That is our project. If you expand this arrow, here you can see the number of sections. So these sections we used to call it as a different terminologies, sections, phases, and we can say another ones, towers, components, different terminologies that. So to create kind of confusion at real time, they used to go with this kind of terminologies. Okay. These all are the number of sections. If you choose any one of these sections, for example, I just selected config section. Are you able to see the config related information is populated here? The config related info it populate here. So this one is the detailed information related to this configuration section. And here the config main tab is selected. So in the properties pane, you can see config main tab related properties, what properties it is having. Okay. If I click on this API in a properties pane, you can see the API related configurations. If you click on here, flood, if you can see here the flood related configurations. And here mobile related config, select related config, test data services related config. The main things is here, team. In the left tree, what you select, you can see that left tree related detailed information in the detail tab. In the detailed view, which one you selected, you can see that selected related properties in the properties pane. This view is clear.
Yes.
The similar way, I'm just selecting here, each section wise same approach. Okay. I'm just choosing module. So you can see the module related stuff is there. I'm just expanding the module. Standard modules, expand the standard module. So which selection, which tree structure you are selecting from the left pane, that tree structure related info you can see into the detailed view. This is a complete your detailed view. And the same structure related properties you can see in the properties pane. Clear all of you?
Yeah, clear.
So, and one more point here, you can expand and collapse these tabs at any time. The tree view and properties pane. I'll show you. Let me delete all this info. In the bottom, you can see here, one option is there, expansion arrow. And these all are the expanded. That is the reason expand arrow is displaying here. Now I just want to collapse this one. Click on here. Now the tree structure is collapsed. Properties also collapsed. Once these are collapsed, if you want to get back this to the as it is, just click on these arrows. If you click on these middle arrows, it automatically show you the structure. Clear?
Yeah.
The next one is here, Tim. This is completely a status bar. In the bottom, I'm just highlighting. Let me change the color here. Bottom of the screen, I'm just highlighting one thing. That is a status bar like SAP. In SAP projects, what are the way you can see a status bar? In Tosca Commander also, you can see the status bar like this only. If you're performing any action, it always show you that action related status. And once that is done, it automatically comes to the ready state. Ready state is nothing but this is ready to you to connect to continue with your work. The ready means you can continue with your work. How it work? I'm just using a basic window operations Control C or right click Control C. If I perform control copy option, you can see the status bar related info, it automatically change. Let's copy. Are you able to see copy finished status? Later it comes to the ready. Able to see that?
Yeah.
If I am performing some checking, you can see the check-in all is performing, check-in all is finished. Once it is done completely, obviously it is come back to the ready status. If I am performing checkout, so here checkout is finished. What actions you are doing in this screen, like either dragging and dropping or copying option or pasting option, it automatically show you the respective related status in the status bar. Clear? Mm. Next one is here. You can see this is not connected to the cloud. That means if you, as I said, Team Tosca is released cloud version. We can integrate this Tosca commander to the cloud. To integrate Tosca commander to the cloud, directly you can perform click operation on not connected to the cloud. Okay. And the right side, you can see completely user, which user the login credentials. The username also you can see here. How to connect to the cloud? If you click here, it automatically populate the cloud related information. Just click on connect. It asks you to enter your cloud URL here. If you have cloud URL, then only it is going to connect. If you're not connected to the cloud also team, if you are trying to utilize this agentic test or copilot, that is not possible. In the right side, you can see the agentic automation window is open, but here it will show you it directly give you suggestions to our team to connect to the cloud. Okay, like enter tenant name like that. Right now it is not loading properly, but it will ask you to do that. Okay. So the connecting to the cloud and all I'll discuss with you later because we have specifically at least 1 week of session on the Tosca cloud. That time you can get a more understanding on that. See Tosca agentic test automation redirecting here. To generate test cases, TQL. Obviously, it asks you to connect to this one. For example, if I'm trying to can generate the test case, it is working because it is automatically taking my test case related the cloud info. But at any cost, it asks us to enter that cloud related user ID's password with instead of doing directly. Okay. So connect to the cloud, just use this option, connect to cloud. So the cloud things we can discuss later in detail with the step by step. First of all, understand the workflow, how we used to work in real time. And what are the test cases you are just developed and what modules you are created right now and so far. You can push that data into the repositories like cloud also. One thing it automatically push into the repository. The another thing you can push the info into the cloud. So how we can see here Tosca cloud features are disabled because we are not activated. If you activate that, you can able to see jump to the cloud, upload to the cloud options. We can directly upload our local test cases to the cloud. Clear? Team, am I clear to you all? Yeah. So the next one, yeah, go ahead. Any questions? So now coming to here, team, this is a home tab. Inside this home tab, you can see these all are the number of sections. If you want to navigate to the home page project tab, go to here the project icon. This is a debugging option in Tosca. And this is a jumping option in Tosca. If you want to jump one location to another location, just use the object option here. This is the area, which area you are working. Just if you click on here, you can see your area related information, what action activities it is done, show complete items, what are the things you modified so far. Okay, the test planning and bookmarks, everything you can see here. But we cannot use these things more frequently. Another thing is the sections. Section is nothing but if you click on this down arrow, you can see the number of sections. Same. The project level, what sections it is visible in the sections level also you can see. If you click on this section, it automatically add to the each section as a new tab. Understand? Even if you close this, you can retrieve back while performing click operation on section and then respective section category. Okay. And here one more point, it's a very important point, that is a performing check-in or checkout tree update. See, right now we are not using any Git or GitHub activities, but we are just using a DB option, right? If you want to push your data to the database or if you want to retrieve data from the database, always perform these actions in a Tosca. Performance is nothing but just performing click operation on this. That's it. You don't need to write any comments. Just perform this. If you are performing these things, it automatically refresh your repositories and then retrieve data back to the repositories. As per this image, if team wants to push their code to repository, that means databases, they use to perform some actions here. What are those all? Check-in all. Check-in all is it is doing a push activity. Checkout. Checkout, it's getting edit permissions to the workspace. So in a workspace, if you want to create any module or any test cases or anything, must you have to do creating of the checkout tree. So these two are the edit permissions. You'll get the edit permissions. Last and final one is the update. In update all team, we are just updating a latest info in the repository. In repository, what data it is available, we are just replicating the data back to the repositories. I mean workspaces. These team activities, we have a detailed session for that. You no need to worry. I'm just giving as a overview here. Clear this entire Tosca command or explanation. This is the export and import options team. And the recording, the Tosca itself, they are providing one of the ARA feature, recording feature. If you are interacting with application, it automatically capture all of your actions and it convert into automated test case. You can do automated test case recording, manual test case recording, and exploratory testing recording. That is possible. Any questions so far? Team, any questions?
Nothing.
So everyone clear with the today's points, what we discussed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have any kind of questions, let me know, team. So today what you guys can do, just do the installations and license activation. Once installation license activation is completed, try to create a project. And once you create a project, explore all these options. Okay. So we have a session tomorrow, team. We can connect tomorrow at same time. Any questions before logging off?
And about this recording, where we got that today's recording?
I'll share you this recording with you.
Sure, no worries. And that document also, I need that one for the
Yes, this
installation.
document also I'll share you.
Sure, that's good.
So tomorrow I'll take all of your mail IDs and I'll give you access to this document and then recording videos as well. Okay, na?
Sure, yeah. If possible, can it be today itself? Like, as I'm going to
Today
be
itself,
installing
only.
today.
Today I can give you this recording video, but the document itself, I'm not sure. If I get your mail, then only I can share with you.
Yeah,
I'll
I have
check.
already sent. I have already sent with the team.
Oh, let me check that mail ID and I can give you access. Okay.
Sure, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thanks, team. Happy weekend, team. Bye bye.